There we go. Good morning. Hey, Daniel. Tibor. Hey, Steve. Hey, Casual Noises. My case. Good morning. Jason. Good morning. Gazinagons. Hey, Anna. There's a joke there I'm not privy to. Anna the Gherkin. Why are we being called a pickle, Anna? What did you do? I haven't been watching many of the sort of long-form social streams like Soar and stuff like that lately, so I might be out of the loop for some jokes. Lurk and Gherkin. Okay, I do remember that from your stream, Jason. Jason, you're doing your admin work? That's cool. So for me, I had a really good day yesterday at work. So I mentioned it in the stream. I had a presentation to my boss's boss, and we, to use an idiom, we hit it out of the park. It was good. So I left on a really high note yesterday, and that means today is sort of like low stress, decompress, and we have a holiday on Monday. So it's effectively a 3-day weekend. And I bought a synth yesterday. Pre-ordered. So we'll talk about that in a bit. Hey, Skyer and Perky Pat. Yeah, now the long wait till it's actually delivered. Yeah, I know. But there was this was I only do this once in a while, where I predictively say, if they do this, if they come out with this version of this synth, I will totally buy it. And then when they do, I snap it up right away. Like, I don't normally, I think the time between announcement and me ordering it was like 6 hours. So it was like calling my Sweetwater rep. Hey man, I'm putting in this pre-order. I need you to give it some love. See if you could juice it to the front of the line or something like that. I got a text back from him. He's like working on it. And nope, I'll let you know. So fingers crossed. I'm certainly not special, right? You know, they give you a rep to make you feel special. It's just, you know, we'll see where it goes. So we're doing a little upbeat this morning because of that. Let's see. Who else is popping in? Yeah, it is Friday. Oof. Yeah, it was the multi-poly for sure. I'm loving these Korg synths. They are, a year and a half, 2 years ago, when they first came out, I was like, oh, they're fun, you know. But after having 3 of them for like a year and a half now and really digging into them, they are just great synths. And I'm really excited about this multi-poly. And Garen has one, and I trust him, and he's all gaga about it. So there was a really nice, hour-long deep dive into not just the multi-poly. It was a talk with I think Ian Dixon and one of the devs over at Korg Research R&D. And he got into like the multi-poly, but he got into like the sort of synth philosophy behind the whole line. And I was just impressed. I was like, okay. I mean, he was a total nerd. Like, I spend my day talking to engineers and stuff. I mean, I am an engineer, allegedly. But, and he just has the vibe. He's nerdy excited about his technology. Hey, Mark. So I was like, all right, you got me. So, hey, Tracy. Go back to bed, Tracy. It's okay. Anyway, so this weekend's going to be full of activity as I prepare. So the problem is I bought a synth and I don't have space for it. I shouldn't say I don't have space. I don't have the feng shui. I'm not very mystical, right? But I totally believe that through like empirically through my experience in my own studio, if it's not laid out in a way that feels right, I get frustrated. Like something creative gets blocked. I don't know if that's feng shui or, you know, the force or, you know, auras or whatever. But like right now, the cockpit here with the push and everything is appropriate. It feels good, and I can stand for, I'm at a standing desk. I can stand for a while and play, and it's good. And I can reach over and lay my hand on the Korg synths, and I can reach over and lay my hand on some of the other synths. And it works. But I literally don't have space to stick in a 19-inch rack unit here, so I'm going to have to rearrange this weekend and see if I can find some alternate configuration, feng shui-wise, that works for me. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, Skyer, 6 hours. I thought milliseconds. It was hours. I made the decision at like 8 a.m. I heard about it at 6 a.m. I decided to call my Sweetwater guy at 8, but it's, you know, Sweetwater's a couple time zones away, and I was busy getting ready for that presentation yesterday, so I waited till noon, then did it. Good morning, large father. What is it? Padre. I can't roll my R's. Padre Grande. How do you say it in German? Vater Grosser Vater? I don't know. So much to my mother's embarrassment, I never learned a second language very well. I know how to embarrass myself in a couple of European languages, and that's about it. Großvater. Thank you, my case. So, I don't even know how to... so on an American keyboard, it's tricky to type in S-set. So, I have umlauts down, but not S-sets. Großvater. Thanks, Skyer. Thank you, my case. Anyway, so what's going to happen is... well, let me play a little bit. Hold on a second. I need a 48U rack. Yeah, that's about right. I know, first world problems, right? Like, oh, I can't fit the synth without screwing up my feng shui. I know. I am blessed. I recognize that every day when I wake up. Right? I look at the dog. The dog is like really old. It's 15, right? And for a dog, that's old. And he and I have the same attitude, basically. We get up and stretch, make a lot of noise, look at each other and go, they gave us one more day. Let's have fun. Now here's a limitation of the grid as compared to a linear keyboard. I've got this sound. When I designed this sound, it was meant to be played with a left hand way down, playing low bass, octaves down on the left hand, and with some chord stabs in the right hand. And I can't on a grid get any separation. It's like playing like this on the keyboard all the time. Maybe, 3.5 octaves is about the widest you can go. But if I do this without tipping my mic over, let's move. Still talking about feng shui. Let's move my keyboard stand, computer keyboard stand. You're not going to see me for a second. I'm going to go over to the Nord Wave and play a full, the way the sound is supposed to sound. What are we in? We're in E major. Let's see. Because of the jelly beans, I'm not sure. Like the synth the synth keyboard. Should I rotate this thing? Hold on a second. Here, we'll try and go over. I hate moving the camera. Let's see. Let's rotate the camera. Oh, you can see into the closet. What a mess. All right, so we have some synths over here. I'm going over this Nord wave for a second. There we go. So we're transposed over there on the jelly beans a little bit, but this keyboard input isn't transposed because this isn't actually going through Ableton. This is local. I have local on, but this sound is supposed to sound like this. It's meant to have a spread, and when you go play it on the grid, you can't do that. There we go. I can still see that nasty ass. I should close the closet door. The closet, I say door, the closet curtain. There we go. It's like Wizard of Oz. Don't look at that man behind the curtain. Is that right? All right, I'm still on camera. I gotta put my keyboard back now. You know, the illusion of the camera makes it look like this, you know, is a huge room with tons of space and things like that, but it's not. So. Oh, more German explanation. Großvater would be grandfather. Okay. Großer Vater would be large father. Okay, good to know. I won't try and speak it in anything but English. Okay. Let's see. Sweetwater headquarters is an only 1 hour difference. Okay. I will award you the International League of Pedants award, Tracy. Congratulations. I should have some, I'll set up something so that I can throw that up on the stream and you get to win. You'll win it. Okay. And yeah, the Linstrument grid does give you a much larger thing. That's true. Yeah. I don't diss the Linstrument. It's a fantastic thing, but it's just not for me. I've tried it many times. I have a coworker who loves his Linstrument, and it's great. But it's just not for me. So, limitations. That's fine. I have a grid. Here. I have one of these. Oh, hold on. Like a video monitor. Okay, so I want to hold it about here. So I have, I love this when it comes to like, I need more octaves. So I've got a Monome 256, right? This was my grid of choice for many, many years. But the problem with this is it's not velocity sensitive. It's effectively like a Launchpad Mini, but I still keep it because I use it to build control surfaces or instrumentation when I'm in the mood, when the mood strikes. So these are great. I love them. Monome makes some really amazing stuff. If you like the minimalist aesthetic, right? Brian Crabtree and his partner, who I cannot remember her name. I haven't met her ever. I've met him. He came to Boston synth meetup a couple times. And nice guy, very soft-spoken. And if you don't know what a Monome is, it's monome.org, and they make modular synth sort of components, and they make these surfaces. So they're awesome. Let's see. Gazunagon, so you get 8 octaves on the Force. That's cool. From what I learned yesterday, the Force is awesome, except, you know, only 4/4. I'm poking you. I'm teasing. I don't know. You could have 2 pushes. I could. Mapped over different parts of the keyboard. 2 pushes. I don't think you can have two pushes because the push really grabs control of Ableton. You can have two push standalones, or a push in controller mode and a push in standalone mode. Yeah, that would work. Yeah, you can totally do a custom layout too. But I mean, I like this layout, so I am choosing to do this to myself, right? So I'm not whining that there's anything wrong with the surface. I'm just saying if you're going to use an 8x8 grid and you want it in chromatic mode going up in fourths like an 8-string bass, you have some limitations you have to deal with. That's fine. Hey, Jeff. Oh, Iliandali. Hey, man. Good morning. And Tracker Jack. Cool. All right. So this has been running for a while. Let's try transposing it. How's it going to sound? It's real basic. So I said I'm kind of upbeat today because yesterday was good, and now there's a long weekend. Ew. Okay. So I haven't got around to choosing a patch for the third wave today. Let's do this. It's been a while since we did like synth exploration. I'm going to slow all this down, I'm going to stop everything. So hold on. All right, so let's go to the third wave here. We're going to surf some presets. Let's see. Iliandali sold your Hydrasynth Deluxe last year. Oh no. It's always sad when you regret selling a synth. I had a Nordlead A1 rack unit that I sold to a friend for a song. Oh my God. Friends and family plan sort of pricing. And they're selling used now for triple what I sold it to him for. I wish I'd kept it. But yeah, regrets exist. Let's see. I'm literally just going to go through some presets on the third wave. Not bad. How am I liking the third wave? It's been on your want list for a while. I like it. Well, so I have two brains, or two. Oh man, I have two modes my brain works in for synths. There's composer playing mode person, and there's collector. All right. The collector loves the third wave. It's very distinctive. I don't have anything else like it in my system, except maybe the Iridium, the Waldorf Iridium. They overlap a little bit as far as functionality, but there are aspects of the third wave that I really like. The panel is awesome, whereas the panel on the Iridium is not as awesome. I'm just not happy with it. I'm not saying it's bad, but I don't care for the Iridium's panel and their metaphor for programming. I don't like touch pads, capacitive touch pads. And theirs works great, even though online a lot of people were bitching about it and being like, oh, it's terrible, it just stops working, or it's not accurate, or it's laggy. I do not have any of those problems. The Iridium works great. Works great. But I don't like the Gorilla arm, right? After programming and using that touchpad for any amount of time, my arm feels like 150 pounds. It's just, I don't like it. I like that. Mod wheel gives it like a sort of, or was that aftertouch? See, I don't know what's causing that detune. I'm fiddling with the mod wheel, and that puts in a little detune, and then velocity. It also opens the filter up. Anyway, so the third wave. The collector in me loves the third wave. Because it's a throwback to when they designed it, they really went back in time to what flagship synths used to be. It's 4-part multi-timbral. It's got dedicated stereo pairs, 4 pairs of outs, right? So you can have one layer, each layer go out on its own stereo pair. Nobody does that anymore, right? Roland kind of does it on some of their flagships, but not many people. It's coming back. More and more synths are doing it. And the panel is super chonky. Like the switches feel like Moog switches. They're like ka-kunk, ka-kunk when you turn them. They're awesome. And the pots are all really heavy and everything feels good. And the encoders, there's a couple of 4 encoders on it. They're smooth. I like the synth engine. It's very usable on the panel. Like some synths, like the Korg synths the panels are pretty good. But I still prefer to use a VST or Editor Librarian to program them and then load sounds into them. I'll get to that later. That's my new favorite sound design method. But the third wave panel is awesome. But I don't know. The player in me, I don't reach for it very often. I mean, I put it in here. I more often reach for one of the Korg synths right now at this point in my life than I do reach for the third wave. But the collector in me is like super happy with it, so I'm it's going to stay in the collection. Even though Behringer just threw out a PPG clone, this is not the same. There is a lot of overlap, but. They added a number of things to this, right, to evolve it past the PPG 2.5. That's why they call it the third wave. And the level of control, you can get in there and really tweak things in the menu driving places to really, you have very good control over the system, and you have a lot of options for, I don't want to say making it analog, but a lot of people go gaga over that, and they're like, this is a fantastic analog synth, virtual analog, and you could make it really sound analog-y. I just don't buy into a lot of that. I know it exists, and I know it's a thing. I'm not saying they're wrong, but I don't care. That's what it comes down to. So if you are an analog person who's like, analog warmth is the only way to go, great. I have a slightly different philosophy. That's all. Let's see. Collector mode is dangerous. Yeah, my collector mode is space constrained, Jason, basically. What synth did I buy? I bought a Korg Multi-Poly. I pre-ordered it. So, the the 19-inch rack version, basically. So the new sort of sound design mode I like to work in, I'm really excited about it. I'm making a list of synthesizers with hardware that have the hardware has a VST equivalent. And so I can sit on the couch. Everything revolves around spending time with my wife. That's just the way it is. I like spending time with my wife. She is happy if I am present, in the living room with her. We talk and she watches TV and I fiddle on the computer, right? And it's either me making some music like with the move in the living room, or screwing around on the computer. And so my favorite sort of new experience as far as sound design is concerned is I want to, hang on. I just need a drone running in the background. There we go. My new sound design sort of mode pattern method is to find a synth who has hardware with a VST equivalent. Then I load the VST onto my laptop. I sit on the couch and spend time with my wife with my headphones on doing sound design on the VST. And then I load the sounds that I've created onto the hardware back in the studio. And then within the studio, I make music and I use those sounds and I reach over and touch the hardware, right? And tweak, become inspired, and make music. That is for me, it's been many, many years and I have forgotten about that over time, right? I used to sit down at a new synth, make sounds, become inspired, and then write a piece of music. But I don't do that as much anymore, partially because physically, I can't sit hunched over a synth for 6 hours, right? A couple hours making sounds and then get inspired and spend 4 hours or however long it takes to do a track. My body simply doesn't let me do that. If I sit in the same position for more than a couple hours, I lock up. And so I have to sort of I have to break up the process and put myself physically in different locations, in different positions. So I can go sit on the couch with my wife for a couple hours, the duration of a movie or her watching a show or me doing some sound design while she's cross-stitching. She does fiber arts. Take 2 hours there, then get up, change positions, go into the studio, load it on a synth, spend a couple hours playing with the sound, right? And then in the studio, I've got a standing desk for this kind of stuff, right? And I've got a piano bench for, sitting, so I can move a little bit there. And anyway, that pattern works. So what I've been doing is, there we go, and turn off. The metronome is clicking in my ear. And so what I've been doing is making a catalog of hardware synths that have VST equivalents. So it's like all the Korgs, Roland, right? So if you're going to use the Zenology engine, you've got a piece of hardware that'll load Zenology sounds. I can sit with the engine on my laptop, make sounds, load them onto whatever Roland synth, be it the Juno XM or XI, whatever, the little baby Juno X. It's basically exactly the same synth, but they put it in the dryer and it shrunk. That's probably, I used to have one. I sold it because I didn't like the mini keys, but now I'm regretting it because it's a Zenology platform. But like the Phantoms and things like that, and I don't own any Roland synth hardware right now, except the drum machine, the 8S, but also like the Waldorf. Now that Waldorf released the Iridium VST, I can sit on my laptop with that, and I love the Waldorf. Hate its panel. The Waldorf is a great synth trapped in like this distorted, decrepit shell, right? Well, now I can do programming for the Waldorf on the laptop, load it onto there, and then come in here and play and be inspired. That's right. So I'm making a list, and that's where I'm at. And so that's why I snapped up the multi-poly, because it was like, another sort of Korg mode, sound design tool. Yes, please. I'll go with that. We get caught up in the chat here. Tissues in the shot. Woo! Thank you. There you go. Is Wabbit here? There he is. Did Wabbit point that out, or did someone else point that out? It could be worse. I could have the tissues over here. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, it's all good. I'm still draining. It's been 2 weeks. I don't know. Something. Maybe it's RHS or some long form COVID. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So, hey, Wabbit. I very much resonate with the 2 brain modes, Iliandoli says. Yep. Yeah, it kind of works. And it's, I just physically have to move, right? Yes, and that's why I bought the multi-poly, because they announced it as a VST, right? I knew they would. They just are doing that pattern with the Raspberry Pi synths. So as soon as we saw that, it was like, okay, done. Call the rep. Jason says, thought I'd seen in the chat that I got a new synth. I ordered a new synth, the multi-poly. But yeah. And are you asking, how do I like the third wave? Whoops. Hit the wrong note. Hit the wrong key. There, well, that's droning. As I said, okay, so I'm reading the chat later. So you asked that. I've been blathering out about the third wave for a while now. So yeah, I like it. But I don't reach for it very often. So I'm a little, I don't know. But the collector in me will keep it. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just catching up with thing. Talking about headphones. Did someone pop in? Oh, hey, Wookie. How you feeling? Let's see. It was janky syncing over MIDI back then. You must be talking about the third wave. Yeah, the third wave's firmware got a lot of revisions early on. It was totally an experiment they built in their garage, The third wave guys, the groove synthesis guys showed the third wave to Dave Smith before he passed away and asked him if Sequential would be willing to take it, make it a sequential synth. And he said he loved it, but he was going to pass because it didn't quite fit the sort of flavor model for sequential. So he passed and wished them luck, and then they managed to get it out anyway. So. Are you talking about a different synth, Animotion? Let me know. Curious. 1 digit is all you need to play a synth. That's true. All right. I have no context for what you guys are doing, what you're talking about, so I'm going to pass on that one. Let's see. Project Siren has a message retracted. Don't know why. And it doesn't let me see it, so it wasn't like auto-moderated. I don't know. YouTube is weird. I don't know why that's happening. Wabbit, if there was lotion next to the tissues, you would speak up. Good to know. There is no lotion here. My wife is a lotion fiend. There's lotion everywhere in the house, but not in my studio. Fingerprints, Yeah. James, Sidejacks. Yeah. There's like this lingering thing going around. The micro Q. That's the Waldorf, the micro Q. The questions were for Anna. Okay, great. I answered them. All right, great. Side conversations. Still weak, tired, exhausted Wookie. But you're breathing, so that's good. All right, man. When you wake up every morning, you go, hey, you got another day. All right, let's make some sound. Let's go back and we'll kill all these patterns that we've got in here. Doop, 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 doop. All right. And let's start with something off the beaten path. All right. We're at 120 BPM today. Because tomorrow morning with Andy, so I'm going to drone with Andy tomorrow on Jamtaba for the first hour of his stream and like my entire stream. and that'll be fun. We're in D Dorian, I think. So because of that today, because that'll be 0 BPM, today I was like, oh, let's do 120 BPM. We won't make EDM, but we'll just, all right, so let's lay a little pattern down. Something short. Way to screw up the timing there, Luco. There we go. Adjusting the velocity on these. So they should rise. Can't see it, but I'm just drawing in a velocity curve on that clip. Oh, I hear that. Hold on. One of those notes is out of. That one. This is that Schoenbergism in me, right? It's not perfectionism, it's Schoenbergism. It's like, I'm telling the players, play exactly what I tell you to play. But because I screwed up making the clip from a timing perspective, they are playing exactly what I told them to play. I just screwed up, right? So I got to fix it. All right. nose keeps dripping. timing on that one. I was trying to do a phase, a pattern. Oh yeah, and I was off by an eighth note when I changed the pattern length. There we go. Put a bass line down, then we'll do some chord changes. That's working. I'm getting text messages from my wife. It said, Bubba is awake. Oh no. Let's see. It says, Bubba is awake. I took him outside. Do you want me to feed him breakfast? Yes. Please feed the dog. Can we get the Millennium Falcon in the Starfield? Oh, let's see. I don't know. We can try. I'm not big on Viz. I like to find something that works. Visualization. And I'm like, good enough. Pan spread pluck is fantastic. Yeah, that one works well. Happy accident in the timing? Sometimes. Sometimes not. Andely likes the Op6 Plucky patch. Yeah, I mean, the patches are pretty good today. artistic expression. Thank you, Anna. By my own standards, sometimes I screw up. Yeah, that's true, Wookie. Once you know the rules, go break them. Or just break them from the start. I think I've said that in a stream. In some previous stream. I was like, learn the rules and then break them. Unless you don't want to learn them. And then break them anyway. That's fine. Steve has to feed the cat. Cats are important. Life is a long series of pets. We'll get back to the root here in a second, and I might actually go play something. There you go, Wabbit. Always playing a pad. I'm gonna steal the lead. So I'm running out of instruments. Need more instruments. After my, it sounds fairly hypocritical after my video about 4 tracks is all you need. But that I was talking about doing sketches for songs, right? So. Soft lead or harder lead? We'll take this one. Why not? All right, so let's talk about leads again. So I'm like, what notes do I want to move around the lead? I'm going to start here, and go here, and then go here, and go there. So I want the lead to be those 4 notes in some timing and some combination. So we add a little rhythm to it. And we start adding riffs. That's what I'll tend to do, right? Now, the notes I chose there was a really short loop, all right? So sometimes I'll do longer ones. 16 bars is like what I like for a melody. Let's see. So if we were going to put a lead down here, we want it to be 16 bars long. four sort of repetitions of the sub pattern with some noodling around it in variations across octaves and, you know, walking between the notes that I wanted. What will this sound like if I change the patch, though? I meant change the chord. I said change the patch, but if we change the patch, what we had originally. Also, the patch you choose, the sound you choose, tends to impact how you play, right? So like that patch has a really long tail on it, right? So I would hit a note and let go and it would still ring out, like very legato, right? And if I switch to a sound where it has a short release, everything suddenly sounds really clipped. See you, Steve. Waveform. Hey there. What's the new synth? The Korg Multipoly, the rack unit. So pre-ordered it yesterday. So speaking of, so what's going on tomorrow? So jamming with Andy. Here, let's bring this stuff down. Stick a little drone on here. There we go. All right. So been going an hour. So tomorrow's going to be a long day, stream-wise. Gonna do a thing with Andy in the morning, Jam Taba. Started an hour earlier. Wow. No. He didn't mention it to me, but I haven't talked to him lately. We'll see. And that's fine. An hour earlier, ugh, trying to kill me. Anyway. See you, Perky. Tomorrow, gonna do a thing with Andy at some point in time. Better coordinate. And then I am going to, at 8 a.m. my time, right? So it should be when Andy's done. I'm going to start tearing the studio apart to try and figure out the new feng shui for the multi-poly. Even though it's not here yet, I have to start thinking about it, and I want to reconfigure a bit. And just to be different, I'm going to stream. I'm going to basically turn the cameras on, point them at the studio, and then just start disassembling things. And it's just going to go stream for however long, 3, 4, 5 hours. And you could pop in and say hi if you feel like it. But really, it's probably going to be boring. It's going to be, large man cursing and unwiring and rewiring and moving stuff around and, moving these Jasper stands and sort of reconfiguring everything. So that's tomorrow. And it's just going to be a thing. And it'll be live streamed, but I don't think I'll save it. It's just like an open window of communication for fun. That's all. And I'll delete it when we're done. Maybe so we can warm up. That's fine. Any live workouts? No, not so much. Let's see. Get Jervis. Are you jamming in gym jams? Yeah, totally. It's my robe. Because it's 4 a.m. here. Well, 5 a.m. when I got rolling. So, yeah. And I have pants on underneath today. Yesterday was no pants, Jason. So, yeah. It's always good to see other people working. I mean, working is, finger quotes, right? So I'm moving some synths around. If that classifies as work, okay, cool, or qualifies as work. Freddie, ATC is my time zone. I'm GMT -5. I'm US Eastern, so GMT -5. So the stream tomorrow will be the same time as the stream with Andy. The jam will be probably the same time as this one was. And then when this is over, so look at your clock right now. 2 hours from your timestamp right now, that's when I'm going to start live streaming Destroying the Studio. So that's what that's going to be all about. Hey, DCarmike00, greetings. Are you using the OP6 WaveState ModWave or hardware, the native ones? Right now I'm using hardware in the stream, but I use the native ones to do sound design on the couch. If you scroll back in the stream, I talk about that. That's like my favorite sound design sort of process. I sit on the couch with a laptop in those native synths. I make my sounds there, then I load them in the hardware, come in here in the studio and turn knobs, be inspired, make music. So, and I just ordered a multi-poly. So, and that's why we're disassembling the studio tomorrow, to make room for all this stuff, and we'll stream that. Zinneguns, I'd struggle with 5 a.m. That's okay. My dog wakes up and has to do dog things in the morning, pee, get fed. Mr. Carmichael, you've got all three? Yeah. So the ones that I have are the originals that have had the keyboards removed and moved into an aluminum enclosure. They're not the nice, convenient 19-inch rack ones, but it gets the job done. So it's nice to have mod wheels. That's the only difference. So anyway, so that's the plan for tomorrow. Okay. So if you want, there'll be like a 3 to 5 hour window where I'm streaming live, just disassembling the studio and cursing and sweating. So you can come hang out, type in the chat. It'll be fun. How am I getting the Starfield effect in the Push 3? This is actually a prototype Push 4, actually, and it comes with that baked in. I'm kidding. Through the magic of chroma key in the streaming software, I basically just have I've got a screen capture of an app that's making a Starfield, and it's behind it, and then chroma keyed onto the gray keys that aren't lit up. That's how it works. So anyway, let's see. I don't know. I've been going for an hour, and my wife is going to be mad at me if I don't go walk the dog. So let's see. What streaming software do you use? I'm using a package called Wirecast. I used OBS for a while and learned to hate it, and Wirecast is simpler, so I do that. But Wirecast isn't free, so it is what it is. But you could do this. You could do that effect in anything that'll do chroma key. So like OBS can totally do this. If you go look at like Jeff Hopkins' stream or Animotion Music's streams, they do crazy stuff with OBS. So anyway, you can contact me. You live in the same region. Would love to network. So if you go to, if you Google New England Synth Fest or New England or Boston Modular Synth Meetup, I hang out on their Discord quite a lot. So actually, I can post that. Hold on a second. Post a link to the Discord there. The Boston Modular Discord is one that I frequent. What are you using, Jason? If you're not using OBS, well, how are you streaming? You're using StreamYard? As OBS fires, as Discord fires up. Hang on one second. Oh, you're using the ATEM. Okay. You have like hardware. Serious stuff. Let's see. Let's get an invite. There we go. Here is a link to the New England Synthesizer Community Discord. It's open. There's a ton of people on it, good people, and I'm hanging out on there myself. It's extremely basic. That's good though, right? Simple is good. That's what I preach at work all the time, right? That's my job. Make people do simple things. Because software engineers, they like complexity. They love Rube Goldberg, right? So anyway, there's a link to the New England Synthesizer Discord. It's very much a local thing. So if you're, across the world, you can join that and say hi, but most of the people there they're just concerned. It's mostly a discussion about local events and local, artists' releases and things like that. So only one option for PIP, for picture-in-picture. Okay. You thought it was Jackson Streaming Services? Yeah, exactly, Wabbit. The cat, right? The cat secretly provides all internet services. Yeah, Wookie says Kiss is best. Yeah. So it's all good. All right, let's see. I'm going to make a tiny bit more noise. Let's do something else. Let's bring the tempo down. We'll pretend we're Andy. We'll go down, pretend we're Synchrotron. We'll go to, what's the lowest tempo? I know he jokes and says 0, right? But he's got a metronome in the background. He's not listening to it necessarily, but let's see. Let's take it down to 75 BPM. All right. Try something very drony. 50? Okay, Anna. Can I get that low? I don't know if Ableton will go that low. It will. I mean, 50 BPM, it's silly, right? Because 50 BPM is, as far as your brain's concerned, it's 100 BPM, right? It matters if you're writing on like the staff, but and if you're sequencing, if you're limited and you've got a hardware step sequencer and it only does 16th notes, 50 BPM sounds very different than 100 BPM. But for me working with a push, 50 BPM and 100 BPM are equivalent, right? 75 is your speed, Jervis? Well, I'm at 50, and that's just absurd. It's like, why not just go to 100? We'll do 75. Because we'll get some Berlin plucks going on there. Sarah said she fed him. Great. All right. There's a certain amount of pressure coming from my wife right now to stop streaming and come out there and take care of the dog. Because it's really cold outside, and I know she doesn't want to walk him. But he'll survive. Let's turn on the delay. Let's get the delay rolling a lot. Will be a little drony Berlin schooly. All right, let's record something. Oh, this is the old pattern. I need to delete the old patterns. Need to delete the old patterns, not start them up. All right, let's go back. So space. Space between notes. Space between phrases. There we go. Let that roll for a minute. D. Carmike, do you use Ableton or Bitwig? I use Ableton. That's cool. Use whatever tool you like, right? Tools are tools. I'm not married to anything in particular. I have like all the DAWs installed. 98.6 Wabbit body temperature. Well, this is 75. I need a video of Bubba breaking down the door. Yeah. Of the snake busting in. Wake me, yeah, walk me, damn it. Yeah, he would be upset. I mean, he's a good dog. He's super spoiled. Bye, Project Siren. Have fun. Got a couple patterns playing together. Okay, cool. D. Carmichael, I'll check that when I'm done here. Is this scale mode on the push? It's note mode, right? And it's chromatic note mode, so you can play accidentals, although I've got them locked out currently. So it's note mode. The entire system is running in scale mode. We're running in E major transposed down to C minor, I think. We'll get 3 plucks going on here, and we'll start them phasing. Sounds like it's out of tune. Hey, electronic composer. bass in. Play with the mix a little bit. Let's do some transpositions, shall we? Give me a break today about the bass. Okay. It's kind of gentle. Maybe I should take the Wave 2 lead out and do an obsessively masturbatory lead. Let's see. Let's go over to this lead. You know, let's put some drums in. Before we do that, let's lay a kick down. I'm a terrible finger drummer, for those of you who are new. Let's see. Just a little bit of a beat. And we'll make the bass a little heavier. So here's the thing. When you are at a tempo this low, so this is like the difference. We dialed it way down to 75. 75's for me, 150 equivalent. But what it does is it shifts what were eighth notes to be 16th notes and what were 16th notes to be 32nd notes. So here in the middle, sort of the 3/4 part of this lead run, I played 16ths to my muscles, but to the tempo, because it's 75, they were 32nd notes. And then, so the quantization that goes in and tries to clean up after me a little bit, changed those 30 seconds to 16ths, and they overlap. Listen. Right? That should be a clean run of 30 seconds. So let's do this. Let's delete that. And turn off the auto quantize. That's better. Yeah, so that helps. Let's see. What am I missing in the chat? Hey, Sudanva. Good morning. You're not new. You look familiar. You've been before, I think. If you haven't, let me know. D. Carmike asks, how do you like the Summit? You have a peek yourself? I love the Summit. It's one of my favorite synths. Excellent synth. Like, if you're going to buy a flagship synth and the Summit's in your price range, you could do worse. It's an excellent synth. It's basically two peaks bolted together. So if you want the engine, just get a peak, and which you did. So Anna's jamming along. That's awesome. Yeah, this could use a guitar lead over it, Anna. Right? This is what we won't be doing with Andy tomorrow morning. Hey, Michael23. Are you, you look familiar too, but maybe not. If you're new, welcome. Thanks. I've been playing the grid for a long time, so sometimes I make it look easy, and sometimes it's terrible, and I screw it up. So it just depends. Hey, Freddie. Freddie, were you here earlier? Scanning back. Yeah, you were there. Okay. Yeah, you asked me if ATC was my time zone. That's right. So now with all this going on, we should be able to do transpositions, and it should still sound good. So watch what happens to the lead when we do this. Okay, cool. Michael, you look familiar, but your handle. But have you been, it's been a while, I think, since I've seen you. Or if you've been popping in and maybe you're lurking. That's good. Novations do. welcome back, Michael. My son had his PC sort of die, and that was sort of the Christmas thing this year, was new components for the boy. D. Carmichael, what is that display on the push? Are you talking about the one that my right hand is hovering over right now? Or do you mean this display with the display up here? Do you mean the right hand or the left hand? The top display. So this is a push 3, and the display up top will display a bunch of things like clips, clip data and stuff like that, audio data. I don't do much sampling, so I don't use it for audio very much. You know what this needs? This needs a rockier drum part. But my kit that I've got set up for drums is not in any way a rock kit. Let's do this. Let's fall back on the loops. Okay. All right, we're going to do a little aside here. We're going to drill into... yeah, okay, you're going to sustain. That's fine. We're going to drill into the land of rhythm loops. Go into software, and we're going to go grab... You can't see my screen right now, but what I'm doing is I'm drilling into my magic bag of VSTs. All right. And I want that. I'm going to grab a piece of software called Stylus RMX. And we're going to go grab that, and we're going to load a sort of rock rhythm loop. So hang on a second. And if you came here for Berlin School or droning, we're going to take a little divergence into prog rock for a minute. Okay, so hold on a second. Starbucks internet is struggling. Oh no! Hang in there, bud. Okay. So we need... We're going to go to Stylus RMX. We're going to go to the Burning Grooves. So if you want to replicate what I'm about to do, we're in Stylus RMX. We're the Burning Grooves expansion. This piece of software is almost 20 years old. Okay. And what tempo were we at? 75? And let's see. All right. I don't want to deafen us, so let me bring this down. Hold on. Sync with host, and let's hear it. Not bad. What's something a little heavier? Don't need the cymbal. There we go. All right, so let's put that on this bit. Oh, maybe not. Maybe the other one. That works. All right, so we'll do some chord changes. Is Stylus worth it? Stylus is a great tool. If you just want something that has drop-in loops, it has a huge library, but it's also completely editable. So you can go in and really tweak the loops, get into the MIDI of it, and mess with it. But it's not like a modern system that has a kit defined. It doesn't define a kit. It's more like if you take a sample and chop it, it's basically loops that are chopped. You don't see Stylus on the Spectrasonics current page. I don't know if it's available anymore. It should be. They keep updating it. Hey, Biscuit. Oh, wait. There you are. Looking at the stream and you're like, what is he doing? My right hand is just pressing some triggers to transpose everything through chord progressions. So the colorful jelly beans over here are chord progression changes. And it's controlling the loops that I recorded earlier. You can scroll back and see me record these loops. Electronic composer, you're talking to me or you're talking to Anna? Because Anna plays the crazy realistic guitar because she plays, guitar. Good, Mark. I'm so glad. So, the point of what I do that nobody asked me to explain, but I'm going to explain it anyway, right? I'm kind of into it right now. Hold on a minute. Feels good. The feeling I'm having right now is why I do this. So what do I do? Why do I do this? The whole reason my channel exists on YouTube is because I'm on this journey of making music. I've been on it my whole life. And I'm not trying to be a pop star or anything like that. I just have to do all this. And about 6 years ago, I said, I want to document the stuff as I go, right? I want a record of what I'm doing. And that's what YouTube is. Because I'm really bad at writing things down. But I'll make a video that just like, this is what I did today. And kind of share it with people. And sometimes it turns into like a teaching thing. I get a little pompous and I'm like, let me show you how to do what I do, right? Which is whatever, human nature. So some of the videos are like teaching videos. And a lot of them are just me messing around. But that's why the channel exists. And to find friends now. Like, you all are coming out of the woodwork. I'm going to bring this down. I thought I was turning something off and I wasn't. All right, killing the drums. that's it. Just the drone and those plucks. There we go. Cool. All right. So I think that's it for today. Been going about 90 minutes. And my wife is going to be grumpy with me if I don't go walk the dog. So let's see. Steve, I'm glad you like the videos. I appreciate that. You like the teaching vids. All the other ones, crap. All the unpopular opinion videos. Yeah, exactly, Michael. Right? It's like YouTube is just a shelf upon which I hang stuff, right? A frame where I put arts and stuff. Electronic composer, you ask triplets, ? I'm not sure what your question was. I do play triplets occasionally, right? You know, half note triplets, quarter note triplets, eighth note triplets, whatever. Let's see. Just scanning through the last of the chat before I sign off here. Coming out of the woodwork, does that make us ghosts? No, it makes you termites. No, I'm kidding. Just an idiom. I learned earlier this week that United States cultural language idioms can often offend people. So, whoops. That's okay. Live and learn. Go walk the dog and have a great day. Thanks, James. I will. And all right. I hope everyone has fun. That was a good one for me, certainly. And I will, once again, just a summary. Tomorrow, same time, going to jam with Synchrotron for a little bit, maybe an hour tops. Then he'll finish his stream out. And then I'm disassembling the studio at 8 a.m. U.S. Eastern time. So if you look at your clock right now, about an hour and 20 minutes from now tomorrow, I'm going to just turn on the stream and point it at the studio, and I'm going to tear everything down and build it back up because I ordered a synth and I got to make space for it and things like that. It will not be an exciting stream. It's literally a hangout, and it's scheduled on the channel. So if you want to just hang out, you're welcome to. But you probably have better things to do on a Saturday. But, you know, if you're bored, pop in and say hi. And really, that's about it. All right. Have a great day, everyone. And yeah, no questions. Okay, cool. Have a great day and have a great weekend. And I will talk to you later.